Alright guys, welcome back to another episode. We're back out here pulling our traps again. Been in the water for 3 days, and everything was baited with chicken. These are crab traps. We're in Tampa, Florida. Typically I run my traps every 2-3 days, 4 days at the very most, but right now, this is the end of July, water is really warm. I mean, it's almost bathwater, and your bait is not going to last long in the pots, so that's why I try to check it as quick as possible. We're using Old Reliable. We got chicken leg quarters. I'm going to try some, these are beef scraps. It's essentially just the fat trimmings off of beef. And we've got some mangrove snapper heads that from a trip that I had at the Skyway. So usually I'd throw the whole carcass in there, but because the water's so hot, the rest of the carcass is going to break down too quick. The heads, they're going to stay together a little bit longer, so it's, you know, a little bit more durable of a bait. So yeah guys, we're going to get out there. You see we got a super high tide. Not quite as high as when I was here a couple days ago, but it's to be expected. We're coming off of a new moon. Your highest tides are generally going to be around the full moon and the new moon. So that's just something to keep in mind. But yeah, guys, let's get out to the first pot. I'll see you out there. All right, guys, went past the first one here, but this one's set in probably about 6 feet of water. I know everything was baited with chicken, so let's see, 1, 2, oh, yeah, okay. Some big ones. Got one dead one. But this made all the difference. I mean, last time we were out here, we had a single crab in this pot. This time, it's more than one. So that's a good sign right there. Oh, the real big one is the one that died, unfortunately. That guy was probably 8 inches. Let's get him. And you see, guys, that was a massive crab. And like I said before, the big ones just, they need so much energy to live that being in the crab pot for a long time, it'll kill them, especially when the water's so hot. And so we'll check that guy when we get back, but overall it's a good first pull right here. Let's see, got that guy there. Got one with, he's had a hard life here. He's got no claws, and you can see the legs are starting to grow back here. So this guy's going to go back. Got another good one right here. This guy. And let's get these other two out. Two nice ones here. This guy. And one more big one. So yeah, guys, that's it's definitely a good start. Wasn't sure with how hot the water's been and coming off the new moon. Sometimes the crabs get a little weird, but as you get away from the full moon and the new moon, generally the crabs start moving around more after they molt, and you'll start catching more, which is exactly what happened here. So this one, I'm gonna bait up with the beef scraps. Generally I use just chicken, but if I come across anything else that I can use, I'll use it, just because I do go through a lot of bait. So All right, guys, let me, I'm gonna get this one set again, and then we'll get out to the next trap. All right, guys, coming up to our second trap here. This one was one of the newer ones that I built, so it's gonna be a little bit cleaner. Usually that makes a little bit of a difference, although the other trap was pretty dirty and obviously did pretty well. So let's see. Holy crap. Well, yeah, we got crabs and a giant catfish. We got big crabs. Whew, look at these guys. Wow, look at that one right there. That one might be 8 inches. All right. Well, so far, guys, we are doing way better than when we first put the traps in a couple days ago. I'm gonna need to be careful with these, because the big ones, they will get you. So that right there, that is a big crab. I'll show you this one, guys. He's probably 7.5, but let me tell you, look at that claw. That's what we're coming out here for. Obviously, they're not all like that, but that's a big boy. So let's get him in the bucket. Let's get this one too. That guy was probably a 6 or so. And this bait is actually surprisingly pretty intact. Like, obviously not completely intact, but I was expecting it to be a lot more broken down. So, you know, the water at the surface could be super hot, and then down below it's a little bit cooler. Either way, it's hot, but it's definitely a great start. First 2 traps there. Maybe? There we go. Okay. Alright, well, let me, got another big boy right here. Oop. Look at that one. That's another over 7 as well. Big crabs. I was surprised just a couple days ago. I mean, they really weren't that, you know, big. I mean, we had a couple big ones, but these are definitely all back to the bigger sizes. So it's definitely a good sign. And that guy, that's a good one. And these are really heavy crabs too. I mean, look at this guy. You got barnacles all over him. Super heavy. Let's get this catfish out of here first. That is a big oh, it's a saltwater catfish. I keep forgetting the name of them, even though I catch a million of them. And another good crab. I mean, these are the smallest ones, and they're over 6 probably. So, yeah, great start. I mean, 2 traps right there, and I think we've got almost a dozen already. Which, the typical, you know, catch we've been having over the past, like, month is about, it's about a dozen, you know, dozen and a half on a 3-day set. So, not bad, but, you know, sometimes you come out here and you'll get, you know, a dozen crabs in a trap. And let me tell you, that's, it's not exactly fun to deal with. It's, it's fun to see, but when you got a dozen crabs in a trap all running around your feet in a kayak, you start to question, you start to question your choices in life. But anyway, guys, that's a great start. So let's get to the next trap, and then I'll see you there. All right, guys, we got our 3rd trap here. If I can get it without going overboard. All right. Same thing. Most of these traps are set in about about 6 feet of water. It might be a little bit shallower or deeper depending on the tide, but overall about 6 feet. So, oh yeah, wow, monster crabs. Look at these guys. That guy right there, he's going to be close to 8. All these guys are giants. So, an amazing start compared to the last few trips. And this one did have fish in it. I don't remember exactly what fish I put in, so we'll put in a couple of the fish heads in this one. You know, we'll still put in the chicken, but obviously the crabs are hungry. All right, and we'll put in a Spanish mackerel head and a mangrove snapper head, just to see what happens. All right, let's get these guys out. Okay. So yeah, guys, we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I think the smallest one is 6 inches. And look at this guy here. It's another real nice one right there. Look at this guy here. Wow. Look at that claw. Look at that. Wow. Great crabs. You see this one's the smallest one in the pot. He's probably 6.5 right there. So that guy there. And all right, guys, coming up to our 4th trap here. We actually had our first good problem of the year. We had too many big crabs in the bucket on the first 3 pulls, so I had to run back and put the crabs in a cooler because they were coming out of the top of the bucket. So let's see what we got here. We got the same thing, baited with chicken, about 6 feet of water. And oh yeah, wow, look at that guy right there. That guy's gonna be pretty close to 8 inches right there. All the bait's gone, and he was about to mate with this small female. Unfortunately, I gotta break that up. So let me get this baited up. Got the chicken leg quarters in this one, plus we'll put a couple fish heads. Yep. Okay. All right, so that baited up. Now, see, guys, this was what I was expecting with the other traps for the bait to be gone, but surprisingly, the bait's intact. So yeah, this is definitely, this big crab is the biggest crab I've caught so far this year. Measure him when we get back, but I mean, these other crabs are really good too. I mean, it's crazy. In a week, the size difference is just a couple days ago. I mean, the average size was probably about 6 inches, and now today, 3 days later, I'd say the average size is 7 inches. So I said the crabs, they move around, and especially around new moon and full moon, that's when I kind of lower my expectations. So you can see that is a monster crab right there. Can't even get him to let go. I mean, that claw. Wow, look at that claw. Look at that guy. He's gonna be close to 8, but I know there are bigger ones in there. So let's get him in the bucket. Wow, he's already, like, sitting on top of the crabs, he's almost able to reach out. So I need to be careful. Oh, and then I do have, okay, this little female here. So a lot of people, you know, call these crabs the wrong thing. So this is an immature female. You can see by the triangle shaped apron, but you can see in her swim fin, it's starting, the edges are starting to change color. I know it's probably hard to see, but there's a red line around the edges. The commercial guys, they're called red line peelers. This means this peeler's gonna, or this crab is gonna be shedding soon. Any crab you call a peeler is a crab that's gonna be shedding soon. So that could be a male or a female. But this is a Sally, an immature female. When she sheds, she'll become a sook, which is a mature female, and because she will have mated with a male, she can then reproduce, produce eggs, and continue the generation. So, yeah, she's going back. But yeah, guys, great run of pots so far. We still got one more to go. So let me get this one back in the water, and we'll see you at the next one. All right, guys, coming up to our 5th and final crab pot. So far, awesome day. Definitely the best day we've had so far this year. This one's set the shallowest. It's in about maybe 4 feet of water. So I think we've already got 24 crabs out of the first 4 pots. So let's see what we can do here. And got one big one. And a spiny puffer. So that guy may have eaten some of the crabs, because these guys love crabs. But not the end of the world. We had an amazing run of traps on the other one, so alright, don't know what's going on there. Well, let's get these guys out. Do have one good crab in here. See if we can get this guy. So yeah, I mean, for one crab, that's a really good one. Hey. Alright, looks like I may be in the way of these sailboats coming in, so let me adjust this really quick. And I'll show you, I believe this may actually be a blowfish. I know that I catch a lot of, I catch a lot of puffers around here, and they're really good to eat. But I've never caught one of these guys before. Don't really want to touch them, but look at that. Obviously, wish I could handle them a little bit better, but I need to be careful because those spikes are real. Anyway, guys, let's get him back. And there he goes. Okay. All right, guys, best day by far crabbing. I mean, we've only been out here for a little over a month or so with our traps in the water, pulling them every 2-3 days, but, you know, we're typically averaging about a dozen and a half, you know, medium, large crabs with a couple big ones mixed in. Today, it was all big crabs. I'd say the average size crab was about 7 inches, so that's awesome. Let's take a look at them real quick. And guys, we've got 5 crab traps. You know, sometimes I call them crab traps or crab pots. I'm originally from Maryland, so we call them crab pots up there, just so you know. But it's the big, you know, about 2 foot by 2 foot square crab traps. So, you guys can see, really awesome day here. And especially just given the size, I mean, I'll show you guys these. Wow, look at that. Alright guys, final tally. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. It's 20 or 21. But man, look at the size of those guys. I mean, it's average size crab right there. That's 6.5, 6 3/4. Got the one big boy down there. We'll see how big he is. But as you guys can see, I mean, yeah, that guy's 6.5. Alright guys, it is blazing hot out here, so the camera keeps shutting off, but I'm going to show you this crab right here, the big one we got. I mean, this guy, measured him, he's 7.5. I mean, you see that claw right there? That's a big one. I'll show you here, but he's still kicking. So, let me try to get a measurement right here just to show you. Do not want to get pinched by this guy. Yeah, he's, you guys can see, 7.5. So, I've got one other one in here that is, he's 7.25, and one other one that's 7.25, but that's the big one. All these other ones, they're 6 3/4 or so, and I mean, that's the perfect size. Obviously, you want a dozen of these guys, but yep. Well, guys, thank you for watching. Hopefully, the camera doesn't cut off in the middle of all this again, but I'm going to be back out here in a couple days again. Got everything rebaited. If you guys like what you see, like and subscribe if you can. This is Salt Trek Outdoors. I do crabbing, fishing, you know, really anything out on the water around the Tampa Bay area. So yeah, guys, check out my other episodes. I'll see you guys in the next one.